Leaving the meadows right now, heading towards, actually I'm going to stop and get a bite to eat. If you're ever leaving the meadows and you're heading towards Northfield, if you're out there watching this, in Cranberry, there's a very good restaurant called Firebirds. I'm going to stop there and get a little bite to eat by myself tonight. On my way back to Northfield, you might say, well, Anthony, why are you going back to Northfield? For you. I'm going back to Northfield because tomorrow we are going to video all the yearlings in Northfield Park in Ohio for you. Live, I guess, because what could go wrong? First time in a group setting, groups of 4. What could possibly go wrong? I said to Curtis, you sure you want to do this live? He said, well, you can if you want. We'll do it live. Really, what could go wrong? So, heading back to Northfield now. I'm going to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning because I have to be on the road at 9:30. Have to be out the gate at 9:30 to make it here to drive I'm a Lovely Lady and the Loon, So and Sue, and then back in the car and drive immediately back to Northfield Park like another lunatic to qualify Northern Blizzard. Race, I'm going to race My Jazz in race 2. Now, I can't stay for Tanzanite Tricks. I would love to drive her. This is our last start with Tanzanite Tricks. But race 12, I just can't. I can't stay for race 12. It doesn't get me home till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's just too late. So, Tanzanite Tricks, I believe Hunter Myers will drive, if I'm not mistaken. He raced her already. He finished second in 55 with her. I'm sure he'll be just fine. So, let's rewind back to today. I get up today, most of our inquisitive clients were asking, who's this horse you're bidding on OnGate? And I didn't want to tell anybody because I don't know who's asking, and I just kept it quiet. I was bidding on a horse named Locatelli. Now, Locatelli raced in the Breeders' Crown elimination, raced straight the other day in the Meadowlands, was a winner of a lag of the Good Times in Ontario. So I had called Andy McCarthy myself, and as you can imagine, Andy McCarthy doesn't want to be, he's not going to say anything negative about the horse or the trainer or anything like that, and how could he? It's Nancy Tactor. So, one, we were buying a horse from a top, maybe the top stable, one of the top stables around, but a very good horse. This is a horse with 27 lifetime starts, 9 breaks. He may find the hobbles really quick, old Locatelli. 9 breaks, and the only time he didn't hit the top 3, from what I can tell, is when he was just in with horses that were legitimately better than him. We're talking the top 3-year-olds in North America. So Locatelli was I went to bed last night. So if you've ever bid on OnGate, you know that most of the action takes place within the last 10, maybe even 5 minutes of the purchasing. I went to bed last night, and what I'll do is I'll bid on the horse once to go to bed, because if you get outbid, there's always an alert sent to your phone. You've just been outbid, right? I was bidding on 2 horses, truthfully. I was bidding on a horse named Odds On Caramel, a friend of mine, Anthony Hahn, who was driving Sweet Ambitions for us and a number of other horses. He ended up with her, which I kind of feel bad about. I'm glad he got the horse he wanted, but I feel bad because I'm the one that was bidding against him. So erase me from that situation, and Anthony Hahn saves $9,800 or something. But I wanted the horse too. So I still, at 25, I think is what he went for. I still think it was a good purchase on his behalf. I like the horse. It was a $100,000 yearling, blah, blah, blah. He just fit. He fit a lot of classes in Ontario, and it just looked like a good purchase, even at the $25,000 that he ended up paying for him. He was a good purchase. So I bid on him, and I also bid $74,000 on Locatelli. Now, why did I look at Locatelli? One, it's impossible to buy good horses, right? We turned back a lot of money for Yes. We've kept a lot of the better aged horses that we have. It's hard to find a good horse, and it is very hard to find a good trotter. So, I was also contacted by a couple of clients. 2 different clients that didn't know each other said, hey, are you interested in, this is an interesting horse, this Locatelli. What do you think he'll bring? I said between $110,000 and $130,000. That's what I think he'll bring. Why? Because he's got 4 wins. He can win 6 races before he'll ever have to race against a horse that even resembled the horses he'd been racing against his whole life. $110,000 to $130,000. you subtract the purse money you should make from that, from let's say 120, right in the middle, and you have a horse, what, 70 or 80,000 for a horse of that caliber. Just, if he stays sound, I don't see how he's not worth that. If you can put the money together, you're talking about an extremely large amount of money, especially for us. But if you're asking me to price Locatelli 110 to 130,000. Both clients said the same thing. I'm in. If you can put a group together. I messaged a couple other clients and said, hey, are you interested? And I told them exactly what I told you, and we had the horse sold for 130,000, if that's what he went for, before he ever was in the virtual ring. I woke up this morning, still had the leading bid, 74,000. Now I'm bidding on the pacer and the trotter at the same time. I'm watching the trotter, bidding on the pacer. I don't get the pacer. Then I have a chuckle and send the text that I got saying you've been outbid to Anthony Hahn, saying you got my horse type thing. Whatever. I still got Locatelli 5 minutes ago. I still got Locatelli for 74,000. It's not possible. 2 minutes to go. Still got Locatelli for 74,000. 26 seconds left in the auction. Somebody bids. 26 seconds. Why? Why not just bid 10 minutes ago? 26 seconds. Somebody bids, I bid, somebody bids, I bid. We go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Remember, I'm going to 130, 120. I told everybody 110 to 130, not a penny more than 130. I just can't do it. We get them for $93,000. So, part of me's torn because I'm angry that I almost had them for 74. The other part of me's pumped because we just came in 28% under budget. So Locatelli was sold, and for those of you out there that are clients that from time to time have a horse that interests you, feel free to reach out. If our two clients don't reach out to me yesterday, the day before, I don't bid on Locatelli. We're going to Harrisburg. I don't have time to collect money for Lexington to pay Lexington, start putting money together for Harrisburg, race horses, train horses, drive all around, and by the way, put together a group for a Locatelli. I don't got time to do that. Anyway, it worked out well. We ended up at Locatelli, so he'll be coming to stable.ca real soon. He'll be coming back to Canada tomorrow. So that's some cool news. I'm pumped. So I'm really pumped heading into the race card. I'm looking at the card. I told you guys Walk on the Moon would be very good today. But if you're going to make me pick a horse that was going to win today, it would be Tipsy and Dixie, because I knew she was going right down to Chinatown today. Come hell or high water, right down the road. And she did. You might say, well, she walked down the lane. There was a vicious headwind today. That filly raced very, very good. Now, you might say, how good? Not good enough that she's not on gate right now, and not good enough that she won't go to Harrisburg. But she raced very, very good. Very pleased with Tipsy and Dixie. Tim did a great job with her. Harry's done a great job with her whole life. This affiliates, for those of you who haven't seen her on gate, my quote was simple. Never been hurt, never been sore, raced great her whole life. In fact, I don't think I can ever remember her racing bad. Ever. Just a good filly. That'll probably make a good mare. So come right out of the gate with Tipsy and Dixie, right down the road. 55-1 on a windy day, new lifetime mark. She was very good. Next one up was Walk on the Moon. I told everybody Walk on the Moon was going to get driven hard, but I'm looking at the race. There's 4 horses in the race. Me, Dave Pallone's got the 2. Bryce Brocklehurst has got a horse, but Bryce's horse isn't raced in a month. And then you got Ronnie Wren. So I go out of there. I don't want to get away 3rd or 4th again. I want the 2-hole today. So I pushed through. I'm thinking Bryce is going to drop in the 3-hole, but Dave is no spring chicken. He filled the hole up. He was going to put me in a bad spot. I got to cut these 2 horses loose. Now, as I see all this taking shape, going into the first turn, I'm pumped. I'm thinking, Bryce in behind me, Ronnie in front of me. I ripped the bridle off him. This horse is very good right now. No. Now, I could have let them both go and remove to the front. I don't want to race him on the front. No, we've raced him on the front a lot of his life. I want to race him right in the 2-hole. If I let them go easy and follow, maybe the 3-horse keeps up a little more and I'm closer at that lane. Maybe I could remove to the front, but now we're in a spot where now you get away in the 3-hole. You either sit, exact same as you did last week, or move. Now, we're keeping Walk on the Moon. I've told everybody he's out of the sale. I'm not going to leave parts of his transmission all over the track. This is a horse that's raced tough all year, turning into a pretty nice horse. In fact, surprisingly, I know a lot of people out there saying, I knew he was a nice horse. You didn't know. You thought. Thinking and knowing are two different things, and until you sit behind him, you don't know. I know. I know now. I opted not to be. I come first over, I win. Absolutely, for sure. There's no two ways about it. 100% he's in the winner's circle. I didn't want to risk it. He's turning into a nice horse. He's starting to finish up real strong. Starting to get strong. I opted to stay in again. Pretty clear. If I move him anywhere in the mile, he wins. If I remove him to the front, he probably wins. I come first over, he wins. There's very few ways, actually, to get him beat. I found one. I don't think it'll be as easy for Aaron to get him beat next week. This colt was sitting on a win last week. Definitely. I don't want to see him hurt. And I drove him. And I undercooked him today, for sure. But you can be sure Aaron won't next week. I'm in Harrisburg next week. For all of you that maybe don't want me driving, I'll be in Harrisburg all next week, so I won't be driving any of those horses. I thought Tipsy and Dixie raced great. I did put her on gate, and if anybody wants a nice horse, we won't have her next week. Walk on the Moon will definitely race next week. That brings us to the 3rd race. I didn't have a ton of respect for the 3. I like the 3, but nice horse, but nobody knows how good this horse is. Shows a lot of fairs in Minnesota and whatever. I get away in the front. As I said, I'm coming to the half, and I can hear the horse on my back. Somebody's right on top of me. I look, it's Mama Knows Best. I'm thinking, oh, good, Mama's good today. I see Ronnie pop to the outside. I gotta let him go, right? This is one of my hard handlers' first start back. I forgot, it's been a while since I drove her, just how nice and handy she is to drive. I put her on gate today also. And I put in my, on the paragraph written about her, probably the most easygoing, nice Sebastian K on planet Earth. Most of them are crazy and hot. She's just a sweetheart now. For a horse that was hot when she was young, it's just turned into the most very, very beautiful filly to drive. Leave, sit, it don't matter. She'll follow a helmet. She's going to make somebody a real nice horse. But again, not in my mind. She's not as good as Tipsy and Dixie. She's up in that class. She's going to have trouble. But there's other places, other tracks to race them at before you say, why don't we race them there? We're going to sell them for top dollar right now. There'll be no more discussion about it after this week. So, get one of my heart in the front. I let Ronnie go. I look up the TV. One's on the run, another one. Then all of a sudden, I don't hear Mama in behind me. I'm like, look over my shoulder. She's on the run. Never made a break there in her entire life. Ever. She made a break leaving. She made the odd break in the turn. I don't think she's ever made a break coming to the half on a 5/8 mile track. I don't know how you could. Hobbles didn't break. She didn't look sore pulling up. Ridge just said, I don't know. She just rolled off. I've never seen Mama roll off like that ever in her life. Truthfully speaking, if we had Harrisburg tomorrow, I'm not giving any of them away. You might ask, why are the horses on gate and the sale? Because I'm not taking anything for chance. I know what they're worth. Yes, we might get overpaid in Harrisburg, but let me ask you, what happens if we get underpaid in Harrisburg? What happens if Mama Knows Best slides through the ring for $24,000? I can tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to have to buy her back. I'm not giving our horses away. It's one thing to sell them for top price. Sounds wonderful. But you have to get that price. I'm not selling Mama Knows Best for 24 or 26. In fact, I might bite a hole right through my lip at 28. She's worth 30, 32. I put her on gate, I think, for 34, 36, something like that. She's worth 30, 32,000. Same as Rose Run. Why not? She's on gate too. These horses, I do believe they're worth a certain amount of money, and I don't think I feel rushed to sell any of them. Yeah, Tipsy's going to find it real tough now. I like to sell Tipsy because now there's not a whole lot of classes for Tipsy. Anyway, unless she really steps up. I think if somebody's out there and wants to spend $50,000 or $60,000, buy Tipsy and Dixie, race her a couple of times, turn her out, bring her back at 4, she might be a legit, really good horse. I'm just not rolling the dice that that's going to happen. We might watch her go out winning 53 next year. Wouldn't shock me at all. I'm just not taking that risk. And that's really what it boils down to. So today, we had a great day. I told everybody they were going down the road today. Now, Walk on the Moon, I didn't drive him hard because he's not going to the sale. I'd like all his transmission in place moving forward. 2 easy races. You don't have to be a master handicapper to figure out that I run him up the wood his last 2 starts. Aaron Merriman's not running him up any wood. I would say the safest bet in the program if he draws it anywhere inside would be Walk on the Moon next week. He's sitting on a big mile. And he is sharp right now. He's looking for a fight. The other fillies, everybody raced good day. Mama, I don't know what the hell get into her at the break. I've never seen her do that before. I saw her as they were bathing her at the barn. No marks on her anywhere. No lameness, no issues. Just a real bad day and a real bad time to have a real bad day. So she'll bounce back next week. Hopefully we'll see what happens with her. But for now, it's all green lights across the board for everybody else. Had a great day. We picked up a top-class horse today in Locatelli. We had a great day at the track at the Meadows. A win with Tipsy and Dixie, new lifetime mark. A second with Won My Heart Hanover. A third with Walk on the Moon. All horses raced well. A little oopsie with Mama Knows Best, but hopefully she'll iron that last wrinkle out next week, which those horses are all slated to race next week, by the way. They can't get to the Harrisburg sale until Wednesday at 7 o'clock. There's no reason why they can't race here Wednesday afternoon. So that's the plan with all the horses. That's where we're sitting right now. I'm heading back to Northfield, going to video your horses at Northfield Park. Tomorrow morning, the Ohio breds all go under, not under the drone, under the video department like it's a race. We'll get to see all of them go. Then 5 of them head back to Ontario tomorrow. Where again, as we start getting shortages in Ontario of horses, we have more than enough horses to fill them up. The teeter-totter that is our work staff in Ohio and Ontario, it's working perfectly. 5 head back tomorrow. Let me see if I can get this right. Don't quote me. Depend on it is heading back tomorrow. Who else? That's the only one of the Ohio breds I know heading back for sure. I saw Depend on It. Wish I knew them all. I should know them all, shouldn't I? If only I had something to write them down on. 5 Ohio bred yearlings are heading back tomorrow, but you're going to see them videoed first, and they'll be in Ontario Wednesday night for your viewing pleasure. Wednesday night, I also will be back in Ontario. Thursday morning, I'll be at the barn preparing for, and I have to do the sets for you. You don't even know the names of all the horses. I'm going to do the sets for you for all the horses on Friday. Now, don't think we're going to go out and train them. They're not being trained yet. This will just be jogging the right way of the track, but you'll get a real good look at what we've seen already. At the barn. So there'll be over 30 horses droning at Tomiko Training Center Friday. But before Friday, and as we prepare Thursday, the last big race of the year. That's not true. There might be one more, but there is one right now for our boy 3 Point Blue Chip. He didn't get in the kiddie pool, that's for sure. He got the deep end of the Ocean Act again. But you know what? He's fresh. He's proven that he can hang out with all those horses. He drew very, very good. It should be a very interesting race at Dover Downs for our boy 3 Point Blue Chip. If he does really well, the Valley Victory may be in his future. And if he doesn't do so well, might be it for the year. But you know what? He's proven that he's going to give us lots of smiles next year, too. So, a lot coming up this week. A lot going into the weekend. We're off to Harrisburg. Again, please fill in those forms. It is going to be a very interesting sale for sure. The last big one of the year. And I can't do it without you. So, for me to know what you'd like to do, simply fill in the forms. Drop me a line. Let me know. I've already had a ton of people say, yes, I'm in. This is what I'm in for. Or, you know, Anthony, I don't think I'm in. You can't count on me, but I might. But just don't count on me. Which is great. I like those emails, too. So, thank you very much. I hope you're all having a great week. I am now. The long drive last night was worth it. I get in at 1:30. got up this morning, just like I said I'd do, got all our business done. We picked up the horse we wanted. The horse has raced pretty good for the most part. It's been a great week so far. I will talk to you all very, very soon. Take care.